CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks so much for being with us on this Tuesday. A fatal collision involving a pedestrian closed a portion of Highway 655 in Timmins overnight. Police say a 79-year-old pedestrian was taken to hospital where they later died. The highway was closed between Ross Avenue and Lafayette Road through the night as emergency crews and investigators were on scene. The road reopened around 4:30 this morning. Anyone with information about the collision is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Now to the weather and some active conditions in our broadcast region. To tell us more, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick.
Tony, have a look. All that yellow on the screen, it's snow squall activity, which continues to wreak havoc here in Northeastern Ontario. Wawa, Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, North Bay, of course, Gore Bay, and Perry Sound, and vicinity heading east. We'll take a look at that in a couple of minutes. Of course, after a day of squalls and flurries, our systems map, courtesy of CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. You can see that system pushing its way easterly. And again, we'll talk about what you can expect tomorrow. A lot better than today because we had periods of snow, squalls, flurries over the course of the Northeast. A lot better for tomorrow. Tony?
Thanks for that, Rick. A group of animal lovers in Thessalon say they were recently tipped off about a serious case of animal neglect, and they're devastated at what they witnessed. All of the animals from homes in Little Rapids and Sault Ste. Marie have now been rescued. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has the details, and this story contains details that some viewers may find disturbing. CTV News has withheld some images due to their graphic nature.
It's a new life for Mini Horse Toad and Great Pyrenees Love. The two, along with 4 cats, were recently rescued by Colleen Coulter and daughter Lacey Ewell from a residence in Little Rapids.
It's nice to see them in their own element where they can be happy and not like abandoned or anything like that.
The animals are among 7 horses, 5 dogs, 11 cats, 5 foxes, 3 chickens, 1 rabbit, and 1 goose that were all rescued by a group in late November with permission from the property owner. The group that now goes by the North Shore Animal Rescue also visited a Sault Ste. Marie property owned by the same person. They found exotic birds, a bald eagle, and a wolf that they say were all malnourished. Some of those animals also died.
It was more than just some animals that had not been fed. It was severe neglect. Animals were starving, no food and water in sight. The conditions were horrendous for any animal to be living in.
They say what was most horrific was the discovery of hundreds of dead and decomposed animals. The group believes the animals they rescued wouldn't be alive today without intervention.
We found on the second day we were there, we found freezers full of deceased animals, containers full of deceased animals, outbuildings full of deceased animals.
Ontario's Ministry of Natural Resources enforces punishment for harming wild animals. A spokesperson told CTV News the ministry is aware of the situation and is working with the appropriate agencies to determine next steps. Ontario's Animal Welfare Services is overseen by the Ministry of the Solicitor General. Their officials have confirmed to our reporters that an investigation into this matter is taking place, although they would not provide details. Members of the North Shore Animal Rescue say they want to see justice for these animals.
If it was humans, it would be a huge case, so animals should be no different. I would like them to never be able to own animals again, and just for it to be known that they have to live with this every day.
Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Thessalon.
No one was injured, but a family of 4 have lost their home following a fire last night in Haileybury. Crews in Timiskaming Shores got the call just before 7:30 last night and were on scene within 3 minutes. Firefighters found a 2-story house on Cecil Street fully involved. Fire officials tell CTV News the house is gone. The flames proved to be difficult given the building's age. A warning from fire officials and provincial police that people need to make sure ice is safe before venturing out onto lakes and other bodies of water. This message comes following the death of a snowmobiler in Latchford yesterday. CTV's Eric Tashner with that story.
Emergency responders are urging people to always put safety above recreation after a snowmobiler drowned Monday afternoon on Bay Lake in Latchford.
You could have potentially, 7 inches of good ice in one area, and just meters away, you could potentially have 2 inches of ice because of underwater currents.
Police emergency responders from the Latchford Fire Department, the Timiskaming Shores Fire Department's Ice Water Rescue Team, and Orange Air rushed out to the lake to find 3 snowmobilers. 2 machines broke through weak ice and their riders were trapped in the water.
In a very difficult area to access because of where it was at, and road access was nowhere near.
Rescuers had to get on their own snowmobiles to reach the trapped riders.
By doing so, they're risking their own lives.
Despite their best life-saving efforts, 1 rider died in hospital. The second was treated with non-life-threatening injuries.
It's a terrible situation when something happens like this that nobody needs to see again.
Emergency responders are urging people to always check ice thickness before going out, tell someone where you're going, have a charged phone, and wear warm winter clothes, and have a life jacket or ice-floating snowmobile suit. While no ice is considered safe, for anyone stepping out on a frozen lake, remember the color of the ice can indicate its strength.
If it's blue, looks like an iceberg, that's what you're looking for. That's great ice. White ice can be okay, but it's not the best. And the stuff you're trying to avoid is the kind of dull gray looking ice, which is usually just slush.
If you fall through, fire officials say the most important things to do are not panic, breathe, kick, and pull as hard as you can towards the surface. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Rick has your full weather forecast. Also ahead, calls from the Ontario Chamber of Commerce for the province and the federal government to improve the critical mineral strategy.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Big shout out this evening in Greater Sudbury to the Ukrainian Senior Center. They've got some pierogies, perahe, and of course cabbage rolls going. A good friend of mine, Joe Shaw in Wanabate, said, get them while it's hot. I can't eat right now. I've got to do the weather forecast for you first, but hello to the Ukrainian Senior Center. Big fans of the weather, and thank you for your support. Forecast radar, this is what we've got going on right now with the flurries and the squalls throughout northeastern Ontario, as you just saw moments ago, along that 17 corridor. That will diminish by this evening. Colder temperatures overnight, but nothing too severe. But again, it's a lot better tomorrow than it was for today. Sudbury nickel belt for tomorrow, chance of flurries, -8 degrees your high. Thursday, some cloud, -10. Friday, sunshine, -7. Chance of flurries Saturday, -9 and -13 Sunday. Some sun and cloud. Not a bad forecast right now. How about Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma? Chance of flurries for tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, squalls and flurries coming off the water, hampering efforts for clear weather in Sault Ste. Marie, -6, -5. -4 and -9, your daytime highs. Let's have a look now at what's happening in Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Chance of flurries tomorrow, only a high of 12. More of the same on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 60% chance of flurries on Saturday with a high of -13, part of your weekend activity. And some of the overnight temperatures kind of cold, -16, -13, -19 by Saturday evening. Now, Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, light snow tomorrow, 30% chance there, -8 your high, -10 with a cloud on Thursday. Friday, sun and cloud, -8. And chance of flurries on Saturday and Sunday at -9 and -14. How about North Bay and West Nipissing? Light snow tomorrow, 60% chance. That's a pretty good bet. High of -6, -9 with the clouds on Thursday. Friday, loads of sunshine, -7. Chance of flurries on Saturday, -7, and -12 come Sunday. Sun and clouds. So, Tony, once we get through this mess for today, and we will all be shoveling once we get home, again, it should clear up by tomorrow. Colder overnight, but again, temperature's not all that bad for the next couple of days. We'll still have the flurries going on. Back to you.
Thanks, Rick. The Ontario Chamber of Commerce released a report today calling on the provincial and federal governments to sharpen their critical mineral strategy. CTV's Amanda Hicks has reaction from Sudbury.
We stack up very well in Ontario in terms of our potential, right? But potential is not performance.
Mining 2030, Unearthing Ontario's Potential argues that while there is increased political interest in unlocking Ontario's critical mineral potential, more needs to be done.
It shows that while Ontario's got strong leadership and world-class geology and wonderful mining companies that have built great businesses here that are benefiting workers and communities, investors still face too much risk.
Created by the Ontario Chamber of Commerce's new Mining Policy Council, the report gathered input from Northern representatives, recognizing the region's importance as the nation's primary source for critical minerals.
Some of the conversation we've had is around specifically labor market, but the bigger picture. So housing, healthcare, access to services, everything from recreation to community to, it's great. We get people up. How do we keep them?
The report recommends strengthening Indigenous partnerships with tax-eligible community costs and consultation clarity, use a one-stop shop process for all permits, offer a new tax credit for exploration, take steps to reduce electricity rates for industry and automatically increase the Northern energy discount with inflation, and start a long-term strategy to invest in essential things like roads, housing, and recruitment. Ontario's Minister of Mines says he believes the report is an indication the province is on the right track.
Well, the Ontario Chamber validates our plan to build mines faster and to really lead the world when it comes to responsible resource development. As the Chamber report notes, we have initiated a 50% reduction in permit timelines. This is a huge achievement for the North, for workers, for families, and for ethical resources.
Lecce stated his government will continue to work with the Chamber, but offer no commitment to adopting any of the recommendations. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Despite City Council's efforts to reduce the levy, taxes are going up 3.87% in Sault Ste. Marie next year. City Council passed its 2026 budget last night. It was the 3.82% external levy plus the budget from local boards like Police Services and Public Health that led to the overall tax increase. Over the course of the meeting, Council worked to reduce the city's preliminary municipal levy down to a 0% increase. Council voted on about a dozen motions to help keep spending down. The mayor says that ensured the budgets for roads or construction wouldn't be altered.
That is an area where we are severely underfunded, and reducing any road or construction budget is a reduction in what I would say are critical municipal services, and I can't support it and don't support it and hope you won't support it either.
This is not the year for new spending. Next year, I think economic conditions will more than likely be a lot better than they are this year, and that is the time for those additional conversations. I just don't think it's this year.
And Mayor Matthew Shoemaker started the meeting off speaking about the recent news of layoffs at Algoma Steel and reassured the community work is underway to help and keep the economic impact minimal. Workers at Algoma Steel will have access to the Power Action Center December 15th. The center is hosted by the United Steelworkers Union, the Canadian Skills Training and Employment Coalition, and is funded by the province. It will give workers laid off from Algoma Steel access to job search assistance, short-term training, and other related supports. A peer-driven drop-in location will open at 68 Dennis Street. An exact date for that location's opening will be announced in the coming days. Crews are working hard toward a deadline coming up on CTV News at 5. The City of Elliott Lake got an update on the possible reopening date for their municipal arena. Welcome back. Mount Jameson Resort in Timmins is all ready for skiers this weekend. Officials say the current accumulation, coupled with snowmaking efforts, will ensure a good base to withstand warmer temperatures in the spring. That story from CTV's Lydia Chubak.
Mount Jameson Resort's general manager says he's been staring at the snow long enough this fall. It's time to make use of it. For the past 2 weeks, preparations have been ongoing to ensure the resort is ready to welcome alpine skiers this weekend.
Yeah, we've been making snow for about 2 weeks now. We'll go for another week and a half. We still need the base to survive the spring, so no matter what, we make snow. We're definitely on par with our opening day, but we're way ahead on natural snow, which makes our lives a lot easier. So just the whole process to make snow and get open has been a lot easier on our equipment and our staff this year.
The majority of the runs will be open, as will the bar and restaurant. By the 20th, the Tube Park is expected to be operating just in time for the holiday season, which is one of the resort's busiest times of year. Something else people can get excited about is a new trail map produced by a famous artist.
His name is Rad Smith, so anyone that knows James Niehues is a retired world-famous ski map artist who's done almost every resort in the world. So Rad is his longtime protege that has taken over his business.
Opening day is this Saturday, and the hope is skiers will be able to enjoy the resort until Easter. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
There is optimism in Elliott Lake when it comes to reopening the municipal arena by next September, but the work schedule could be tight. City Council got the latest update on the project during last night's council meeting. The facility has been closed since September 2023 due to major structural issues that are costing $23 million to repair and upgrade the building. And the project manager told City Council he's still hopeful for partial occupancy by next September to allow user groups back on the ice. He says there are delays with exterior wall framing, which could make for a tight work schedule this spring.
They have to redo them. Everything was ripped out, so now they have to rebuild them, and they're a little behind on that, a couple of weeks or more. And once that's done, then everybody can get inside, all the contractors, and they can start doing all the interior work. Once it's done from the plans, it's going to be a state-of-the-art arena.
Meanwhile, City Council also got an update on the repairs to the municipal pool. The facility closed last July after an acid leak in the mechanical room. Replacement parts are on order, and no timeline was given for when the pool might reopen. Updates on both facilities will be on the December 22nd council agenda. Well, it's back, and when we return, our Take Me Home Tuesday segment. You're watching First at 5.
Welcome back to Take Me Home Tuesday. It's not Friday the 13th just yet, but we are approaching Friday and the 13th of December, just days away from Christmas. And of course, my guest is always Emma Bailey from the Sudbury SPCA with the beautiful black cat. Her name is Ivy. Please tell me more about Ivy. She's a curious cat, to say the least.
She is. She wants to check out the studio. She's 1.5 years, so she's still learning about the world. She's very explorative. She wants to check out the couch, check out my hair, see what's going on. She isn't available just yet, but she is coming soon. We do have a bunch of other wonderful cats, too, that you can visit who are more behavior cases, so they're looking for a specific home that can take care of their manners. Oh, come here, Ivy. Come on, girl. There we go. So Ivy's a part of our Home for the Holidays campaign, so our goal for December is to have 23 adoptions by December 24th for Christmas. So far we have 2 adoptions and a couple delayed adoptions, so we're hoping we can have some more people coming into the center, visiting our animals, and there's also many ways that people can donate. We have gifts that can go home to your own pet. We have calendars to buy, and just always looking for donations too.
What's the timeline in terms of the adoptions between now and Christmas? Of course, you'd like to ensure the pets have a home, not just the day before Christmas, but at least a little bit of leeway, right?
Exactly. So we have people come in for a meet and greet, and we go at their pace. So if the animal is really, really loving the family, we try to make sure it's a good fit for everyone, and we don't want to rush anything. We also want to make sure that the people coming in to adopt, it's going home with them. So we don't encourage pets as gifts. We always want to make sure that they're meeting the family that they're going to be spending their time with. And we do a little survey to make sure the family is right for you. You can even go home with the animal the same day if they're ready to go, and everybody goes home spayed and neutered, microchipped, and vaccinated as well.
Okay, Emma, tough question for a lot of people. How do you determine if the animal is right for the prospective owners?
So we do a lot of questions of whether it's an active home, it's really busy, if there's other animals in the home, things like that. Ivy's looking for a home with she could live with kids, she could live with possibly a slow introduction to another cat, things like that. But some of our other cats are looking for homes without any other pets, sort of more structured homes. So we just want to match the pet to the person and find our best match.
From what you've seen with Ivy, is she going to adapt rather quickly to any kind of setting down the road?
Yes, I think because she's only a year and a half, it'll help her sort of explore her surrounding. As long as she has time to sort of open up to the family, open up to her space, I think she'll do fantastic in a home.
Emma, we've had a lot of successful adoptions in 2025. I certainly hope that this continues, and the trend at the SPCA, for all the work you do, let's make sure that we find Ivy a great home. Don't forget, we're back in 7 days with Take Me Home Tuesday.
Our first community close-up is from Sault Ste. Marie. Tomorrow, staff at the main branch of the public library are holding their annual Christmas open house. It runs from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. There will also be music by local singer-guitarist Geneviève André. You can also have a cup of hot apple cider while you enjoy the entertainment and possibly take out a book. There's no place like choir. The young Sudbury singers are going to present seasonal favorites this Sunday, December 14th. The concert is at Lockerbie Composite School, and it all begins at 2 p.m. Larry Kirtley of Blind River emailed us some gorgeous photographs. He snapped the sunset photos on the North Channel of Lake Huron, and check out the vibrant blue and orange colors. He says the sky was interesting and also moody. Always great to hear from you, Larry. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. But for now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.